Welcome to our third podcast. Today we're doing the news and review.
News and review.
That was Brian Perry. And
how you guys doing?
Yeah. And with us we also have Peter Patton.
Hello.
And I'm Andrew Wagner. So, what are we going to start off with today?
We are starting out with the best news. People say you save the best for last, but we make up our own rules. So, we are starting off with the announcement of the Sly Cooper movie for 2016.
Brian Perry just... Yeah, okay. He's a big fan of the game. I'm a big fan of Sly Cooper also, but I have iffy feelings towards this.
Okay,
I played it a little bit, but I was excited for the trailer.
I'm a super huge Sly Cooper fan. I've played 1, 2, 3, and the new one. The old ones I played to like 100% completions. I love the series. I'm really iffy on the movie as well, only for the fact that I know they're making it only to apply to younger kids. A lot of the kids now, when they released the Sly Cooper game, it sold, but not well. So they wanted to introduce Sly Cooper to a bigger audience. So they were like, oh, how can we do that? Let's make a movie. I don't know if I like the art style. I think it's like fine. But
it was kind of weird to see them more as like realistic animals.
Yeah.
The
quote from the developer who's making it, like the animation studio, was that we noticed that audiences respond better to CGI, and I was like,
well, how else are you going to make this Sly Cooper movie? Like, with cartoon?
Yeah.
Like,
animated.
You could have it animated.
Fully animated, just like Disney does.
Isn't it going to be fully, like
Although,
what kind of CGI? Like, would it do, like, cutscene CGI kind of thing?
Yeah.
I guess you have to think about, like, when was the last time there was a big movie that was, traditional cartoon style?
That's true. Very true.
Maybe the Princess and the Frog comes to mind, but that was 2008.
I haven't seen that anyways.
That's pretty good. But overall, I want to see more of it. I think it's cool that Sony's crossing over with their games to do movies like Ratchet and Clank, which was already announced.
Yes, and that company is doing Sly Cooper as well.
Yeah.
So we will see if the Ratchet and Clank movie is good, and then we can make judgments about how Sly Cooper will turn out.
I think Ratchet and Clank translates to a movie better than Sly Cooper would.
So
I don't know. I disagree, because you just have some quirky plot about a big heist.
Yeah.
Also, I think that it'd be easier to market, because it's like it's a kind of movie you could see the trailer for.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't even have to know that there's any games. You could just be like, oh, this looks like a fun movie little Billy would like.
Yeah.
You know.
The plot of the movie is actually the plot of the first game.
Yeah.
Like, they were talking about how Sly Cooper and his band of not yet master thieves are chasing down pages of an ancient book and trying to keep it from the hands of the evil Clockwork.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if you know anything about the games, that's the basis of the first game.
Yeah, the first game basically is the Thievius Raccoonus, which is
that's pretty
Sly's
cool.
book passed on. It's an origin story basically.
Yeah,
is what they're redoing, and it makes me think that if this movie is successful,
they'll reboot the series.
They'll reboot the series, and that they'll just like Sanzuru Games just might do it again in the future. Like, they might pick it back up. But honestly, if this game's really successful, they might go with like a CGI Ratchet and Clank art style for the games.
I don't know if I would like that.
And I like the cel shaded look.
Cel shaded is really nice.
I think it fits the game.
I think if they would go with the game, because you can't exactly go that CGI look's not going to translate very well into game, but you could probably do something in between the CGI and the cel shading.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of a more stylized of the CGI. That's probably what they'd go for.
Yeah.
And that might be decent.
I could have been a super fanboy, and I could have like said that movie's going to be terrible because they gave Sly Cooper and Murray pants. But I'll call it.
I even noticed that.
Yeah, they gave him pants.
I only watched the trailer like twice, so I didn't know.
With Sly Cooper, honestly, like, it looks like he's wearing pants anyways because his fur is like baggier on his legs. But with Murray, like, it's pretty obvious he's not wearing pants.
Yeah, he's a giant
it's like,
hippo.
if you're an adult and you see it, it looks kind of awkward, I guess. But hey. Next in news, it's rumored that the PS4 in the future will have a PS1 and a PS2 emulator.
I would like this, but I feel like it's only rumor.
I don't know. I think it's gonna happen.
I don't. They want you to pay for that PlayStation Now service, and that's what that service would do.
I think the service is going to focus on PS3 games.
Wait. I just thought about something now, though. But, I mean, I only, like, recently heard about this, so I haven't really thought much about it or looked into it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the biggest problems with having the emulator was because of the hardware. You know, they needed certain things to be able to properly run this.
Mm-hmm.
Something like the PS1 emulator, it's simple, it's old enough thing that you could run it and you wouldn't need specific hardware, but I don't remember the specifics because I'm not a big hardware guy, whatever, but the whole reason with, like, the newer PS3s couldn't have the emulator because of something they took out, while the earlier ones could have it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if the PS4 has what it needs unless they, you know, have made some new PS2 emulator that's gonna, you know, that you can just download on your hard drive and it's gonna work on it fine without, you know, needing a specific graphics card or some sort of, you know, specific hardware component.
With the way technology advances, I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to compact the technology that the original PS3 had into the size of the PS4 and give it that ability to have the PS2 emulator on there. I wouldn't be surprised.
But it was like a specific part that you needed. Like it was some like a specific. They needed like a specific processor to run it through.
I would say if they do an emulator on the PS4, it won't be disc based. It would be an emulator that you would actually have to buy games for on PSN to play. That's what I would say. It'd be a download that you have to get, and then you have to buy games for it on PSN. You're not going to be able to get disc based in there.
I mean,
the PS4 is already out.
If it works that way, that's fine.
If it's just downloadable, then
that's exactly what I think it would be.
Then I don't. If it's just something that you can download the game and it runs through, then you should be able to have something disc based. If you have something where
how
like they
do
have
you
the
run a game on
downloadable-
your PC if you have if a PS1 or a PS2 emulator on your PC? You don't put your PlayStation 2 game in your PC.
But you can. I've done that before.
You've done it before.
Yeah.
I never heard of that before.
I had a copy of Brave Fencer Musashi on PS1 that was all scratched up, and it kept glitching at this one part on my PlayStation. So I was like, shit, they have like debug on this emulator I had, so I played it through there. Because I'd get to the glitch part and I just keep hitting like the debug or whatever it is to get through it. And I eventually got to get through that glitch.
Well, I feel like if basically what the new consoles are now, they're basically more focused PCs. And I feel if a PC can do it, like my crappy computer can run a emulator, then a PS4 could be able to easily download one and use it.
And I mean, if they do that,
see, but
I'm in love.
When you get to like PS2 emulators, then you start needing specific hardware to work things right. Like, I have a pretty good PC, but I can't run a PS2 emulator very well because of my graphics card.
But I'm pretty sure a PS4 has a much better graphics card than yours.
No.
I'm just saying.
No, it's not about... No, my computer's good enough to run it. It's just, it fucks it up. It doesn't work together well.
I'm sure if they built the PS4...
Like the whole reason, like I said, the PS3 could... You know, a PS3 could run a PS2 game very easily, but because of the kind of incompatible hardware, it can't work.
Okay, but
It's not that it doesn't have the power to do it, it just doesn't have the proper, you know, components to be able to do it right.
Okay, but what me and Andrew are saying is that if they made the PS4 and they had this entire life cycle in mind, and if it's rumored now that this might come out in, let's say, 2015 or 2016, they could have easily put this hardware into the PS4 or designed it so that it would be compatible.
Look, but there's the whole thing of with the PS4, they weren't thinking about having it backwards compatible. All that stuff they wanted to do.
But we don't know that.
Cloud.
We don't know if they were going to do that. Maybe the online cloud was only built for PS3 games, and maybe this is their solution to have PS1.
Well, from
and
the
PS2
beginning, they've
on
been
it.
saying for all this stuff, and from the beginning they're saying that they're not going to have backwards compatibility. So it seems that they've been adamant that they didn't want to do this. And this isn't sort of thing where you can just like tweak it. You need to have specific thing. And with the PS4, they're not gonna go and get, you know, some components that's gonna be more expensive or may not be what they want. You know, they're gonna get whatever they need specifically for PS4 games and that technology. And maybe it does just happen to work with it. I don't know enough about the hardware to say whether it will or will not, but I mean, I haven't heard anything about such things, so I don't think that it's, I mean, they could just, maybe it just happen to work along with it, or, you know, Sony's freaking magicians with their technology. You know, God knows how they got the PS4 to be so small.
Yeah.
Well, my final thing is that don't think it's going to come, and it will be PlayStation Now.
If it's PlayStation Now, then this rumor really doesn't matter then.
That's exactly what I think it's going to be.
And it doesn't help we don't know enough about the technology to be able to properly speak on it.
Another month has passed by, and PlayStation Plus is still amazing. Surprise, surprise, as February rolls in, more great games have come our way. And I wrote an article months ago talking about how PlayStation Plus was probably my smartest investment as a gamer. And I don't want to say I'm right or a boy genius or anything. This month in February, for PS4 owners, that's you, Andrew, you're getting Outlast, which is supposed to be a really good game.
Yeah, it's the new genre of horror games, which is just run away and hide. Which, I mean, it's interesting, but it's, I don't know.
You were just talking up
Aliens
Isolation.
Isolation. I said it's a cool take on it because after Colonial Marines, I'm willing to accept anything that might be good for
Andrew's
aliens.
on the rebound right now.
Anything that looks decent for aliens, I'm down for it. But
he's just like, after that heartbreak, the next thing that looks kind of decent, I'm all on.
Again, I have the collector's edition for Colonial Marines.
Mm-hmm.
Bastards.
As a cruel reminder.
The statue's pretty cool, but that's about it.
Pro tip to you PlayStation Plus users who don't have a PS4 yet, go on PlayStation.com, sign into your account, and you can click to download PS4 games, and you'll have it downloaded. Then whenever you do get a PS4, you know, go back and download it on it.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
That's what I did with PSP when I didn't have a whole PSP or Vita.
Yeah, that's what I did with Vita, and then now that I got the Vita, my collection's amazing.
PS3 owners have been equally blessed, except for Andrew.
Well, I like to buy the games when they're new. So
okay, we got Metro Last Light.
Great game. I gave it like a 9.2.
Remember Me?
Another good game. By Dontnod, whatever.
Dontnod.
Yeah.
Dontnod.
It was their first game they put out, and I mean, it was a good try. Like, it has a very interesting world and a decent story, but like again, it's their first game. They're gonna make mistakes.
This is not the last time we will hear about this company on this segment. And third, and last of all, Payday 2.
Which we were so excited for.
Fuck that game.
It's really not that bad.
Oh, on a scale of 1 to 10, and 10 is like, I just shot myself in the foot. It's like a 12.
I'll give it an 8.
PS Vita is also getting 2 good games. It's getting Mod Nation Racers and Street Fighter vs. Tekken.
I'm looking forward to Street Fighter vs. Tekken. Mod Nation Racers, I had it for PSP. It's a decent kart racer. Nothing special.
I mean, we got PlayStation also. I mean,
yeah, PlayStation All-Stars.
I mean, we got Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform not too long ago.
Which again is a decent.
That's a great racing game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think Mod Nation Racer is gonna be better than. But I like racing games, so I'm happy to have it.
I think that's the first name for the first game with Sonic's name on it that like wasn't complete trash. Like, oh wow.
Yeah, I was talking with Dean about it. I was like, for being like the first good Sonic game in a while, it's funny that's a racing game.
Also,
oh poor Sonic.
Wouldn't Sonic just run in the race?
He should. He'd be faster than his car.
He would be faster than his car.
I discussed this before, and this is my theory. I believe the fact that Sonic is so fast that it'd be unfair to the other racers, so he limits himself by driving in the car.
It's like the one episode of the Justice League where the Flash is talking about he's trying to save up money to buy a van, and Green Lantern's like, "What the heck do you need a van for?" Flash tells him it's for the ladies.
Why a van then? Just like a shag van?
Yeah, it has like a little. Like
I don't think the ladies he's going after are of age.
It has like
it's just a white van. That's all it is.
Man, put Wally West out there. Oof.
Oh, it's Wally West Flash. Okay.
Yeah, Wally West Flash. Yeah, he's the one. Anyhow, we talked about it on our first podcast when we made our 2014 predictions, but the PS Vita Slim has been formally announced.
Which everyone knew about.
Yeah.
You know what? We could just be like, oh, cool, a nice little slim. To those
Again,
people
I
who
don't like
haven't
the
done it yet.
OLED switch.
I mean, the thing from what I've heard is that there's better color accuracy on it, but the blacks aren't as good.
Well,
and-
kind of like the difference between an LCD and a plasma.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've
More
heard
vibrant colors, less dark.
I've heard that they improved the touchpad on the back, and that before I guess people had trouble like swiping it when they weren't trying to, and so the two areas they have on the back for your fingers to go are expanded a little bit more, so you won't swipe it as much. I heard that was like one of the big improvements, and they've improved battery life a lot in this PS Vita Slim.
Yeah, because of the new screen they have, you get like an hour more.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
You know,
I don't like the plastic casing.
I don't think that's gonna bother a lot of people.
I think it's
It
alright.
bothers me.
I like the matte colors they use.
Yeah,
I don't
So
know.
think
I like
it's
the
pretty nice.
I like the metal. It feels sturdy.
I do like
Yeah.
the weight of it.
It feels like I actually have something in my hands. That like the PSP, I feel like I throw it and like breaks into 1,000 pieces.
well, like if you threw a Game Boy Advance.
I don't know,
like,
my
it would break.
PSP
No,
feels
what-
like as
if I threw a
I
Game
don't know
Boy
about the
Advance,
newer
that would
PSPs.
stay together pretty well. That's pretty solid.
Nah, your battery pack would probably pop off and your screen probably like crack.
Okay, but it's not gonna break into 1,000 pieces. I mean,
It's not gonna like
if I
break.
throw
It's not a Lego.
if
It's
I
not
throw a
made of Legos.
PSP, it's gonna break. It's gonna shatter.
Well, that's because it's a good screen.
They don't have a nice screen. Andrew is especially tormented by this next announcement.
I forget what it
He
is.
saw the Elder Scrolls.
Ah!
This is a game that he wanted to avoid, but I don't think he's going to be able to. Do you want to tell the details of what's in the pack? I actually don't even.
You don't even
I
know.
don't really care. I'm not
You
gonna
don't
buy
care?
it. I'm not going to buy it.
He just wants it for his shelf.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Elder Scrolls, and this game is making me mad because, well, one, it's MMO. I'm not a big fan of them, but I would be willing to play it 2 times just because it's Elder Scrolls. And it has...
And so will everyone else.
Yeah, pretty much. And it has a subscription, which I'm really against. We have a prediction that it will go free to play within in a year, probably.
Yeah, it's gonna go the route of the Old Republic. People are gonna play it for like 2 months, and nobody's gonna give a fuck.
Don't say we. Say Colin McConnell so that when he's wrong, we remember.
And the game, well, the Imperial Edition, as it is, comes with a 12-inch statue of Molag Bal. I mean, I'm probably saying it wrong. I have poor pronunciation. But it's a Daedric prince that's the main antagonist of the game. A giant 200-plus page, lore art book. A map of all of Tamriel. And then a steelbook case of the game, plus a couple digital goodies. With it includes Imperial race you can play as in any faction. You have the Rings of Mara, which are just more digital. A mud crab and a white horse from the get-go.
Okay, wait. Question.
Yeah.
Will the mud crab be useful in combat?
Yes, he will fight with you.
Okay. Another question. Mud crabs used to suck. Will it suck?
Yes, it will. Mud crabs are the joke. Everyone loves a mud crab, okay? Because they're the joke. That's what you start off when you were we're
Why
first
didn't we
fighting.
just put in a mud crab plushie instead of some downloadable thing I don't give a fuck about?
Yeah, that does
Because
sound- I don't know.
At least with the mud crab plushie, I'd have something to sleep with at night.
that's you got the crabs. I mean, it's probably they don't want to have some kid in Indonesia make a plushie for you. They'd rather just add a digital
They'd
content.
rather have some kid in Indonesia make a
You make a
cheap
make a
plastic statue for me instead.
Yeah, they would.
You know what? I'm down for the mud crab plushie. I feel like Beanie Baby should make a comeback and make it.
Look, Bethesda, when you go and make a new collector's edition, give me royalties on that plushie.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
There's not gonna be any royalties on
amazing
the plushie.
idea.
Well, that's because the game's gonna fail. But.
Sony, go to Beanie Babies.
Beanbag.
Go to Beanbag. Go to Beanie Babies and get all those little characters that we know and love and make them plush toys. Sackboy, he's already a plush toy. But if he was a Beanie Baby plush toy,
I'm pretty sure they have one like that.
Joel, Ellie, Jack, Dexter.
That'd be so
Ratchet,
weird. Like
Clank.
Joel as a plush toy.
He'd be so cute.
He'd be weird.
He would be cute.
He'd be
He
weird.
would be
He'd
adorable.
be weird. He'd be weird. But other than that, if you
Brian,
if
Dad's
you
gonna be like,
pre-order the
Brian,
game,
I know I did not raise you to play with dolls.
He's not a doll. He's a collectible, Dad. God.
but if you pre-order the game, you also get the Explorer pack, which allows you to play as any race in any covenant.
Ooh. I don't know.
That sounds like something that should be
Yeah, I don't like
in,
that.
in
Wait,
the normal game.
Why wouldn't you be able to play as any race you wanted to in the first place?
You're allowed to play as any race as you want to, but there's covenants. The game has the Imperial seat is there's a Lord Empress Regent, then her father is the battle mage or whatever of the place, and he worships Daedra, and one of them is Malik Bal. So he actually, like, other people around, like the Nords and the Khajiit and all that, find out that he's doing that, so they make covenants with, like, natural enemies. Like, the Ebonheart Pack is the Nords, the Dunmer, and the Aragonians, and they join together. So you'd be playing the Ebonheart Pack as one of those three races. Or you could play as the Daggerfall Covenant or the Aldemari Dominion. And you would have to play as one of those races within the covenants. But this allows you to play as, say, a Khajiit in the Ebonheart Pack. So say you really like that pack, but you can play as a different race.
I reiterate. Boo!
I stopped listening like 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense. Why would you play as someone in a covenant that's not actually in that covenant? It's a gameplay style.
Okay.
Like,
I'll take your word on it.
Like, okay,
I was gonna say, you lost me halfway through.
it'd be like playing as a orc in, like, Lord of the Rings as a good guy.
Okay,
It makes
but
no fucking sense.
That's
So then
kind of racist.
They're giving you that option, right? They're letting you play as a different race in a different thing.
You would have to be a race in the covenant that race is in. But if you buy the pre-order the game,
Yes.
then you're allowed to play as that race in any of the covenants.
Okay, so look, you pre-order the game and then you break the rules of the covenant. So you pre-order the game and then that allows you to be an orc on the good guy team, right?
There's
That
orcs aren't bad.
No, but but you know what I'm saying, right?
Your whole
Yeah.
defense of the covenant becomes completely null.
I know, but you're saying
void
that
by the fact that you can.
only if you pre-order the game. I'm saying that you were saying that it's a horrible idea that they should just always have that. What about late adoptions? They can't do that.
Okay, no, I was wrong. They shouldn't always have it. They shouldn't have it at all because if you were going to have different races, different covenants.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not a supporter of that either because I find that you should only be the race inside a certain covenant. But again, you will have to admit that there might be a certain defectors from one covenant to another.
Oh no, like you can explain it with logic.
I know,
I like
but-
how Andrew begins with defending it, and then he goes on with defending their retconning.
Yeah. Okay, we spent 10 minutes on this.
No.
We fulfill our
They
promises.
can only be defectors if they pre-order.
I'm just
Alright,
saying.
continue.
I'm just saying.
We're gonna argue for 10 more minutes. So
I'm
let's
just saying.
continue.
There's
Let's
ways you
continue.
can get around it.
Okay. We fulfill our promises here at Retro Requiem, and we told you Dontnod would be back in our news segment. They are, but not for all the positive reasons. Rumors went around the internet that they filed for bankruptcy, but actually they denied it and said they're, and I have air quotes, resizing.
And they're looking for a partnership.
Sounds like they're trying to look for a publisher.
Yeah, it looks like they're like running out of money. They said they started new projects and they need like capital basically. So I mean,
that's understandable for a new company that didn't do so hot. So
I mean,
it's not that they're bad, you know.
This is like a perfect opportunity for one of the consoles, either Microsoft or Sony, to come in and just like, hey, we'll throw a shit ton of money at you, just be exclusive to our console.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do that because
I'm saying it's a great opportunity because one, the world that they created was a great cyberpunk world, and even though the combat needed work and everything, it was a great first try. And if you give that company time and money, they can come out with a really good game.
I don't think they go exclusive to any of the consoles because I mean you could just go to one of the big publishers,
But
that are what
big publisher would pay for them if their game didn't sell well in the first place?
Well, you just give them backing and
I think
give them the right nudge in the right direction because it's not like their game was bad. It's just it wasn't a game that would capture the consumer market.
Yeah.
All that great. It reminds its tale of mediocrity.
Yeah.
In sales reminds me of Beyond Good and Evil,
Mhm.
a game that many gamers who've actually played it would say is great. And it was a great game. It's just, for whatever reason, just didn't have many sales, which was a shame.
I've done with a pig, that was a little weird.
I-
But are you gonna say something?
Oh no, I think now early on, I agree with Andrew. I think it would be perfect for either Xbox or PlayStation to come in and say, look, we have an exclusive, another exclusive. I don't even think it matters about quality of exclusive at this point, because if you listen to Andrew, Xbox 360 had the jump on PlayStation on exclusives last generation because of Kinect games. And we know those weren't quality games. But you can always, at the end of the day, say, look, we have another exclusive game. There's another reason to buy our product right now. Look at the exclusives that are going to come out right now or that are on the console. There's like barely anything.
See, but then they'd be limiting themselves. They could go to someone like EA, and they
But
also have the.
Would EA want to flesh out money for a game that's not proven?
What if EA doesn't want
Like, the last publisher was Capcom, and Capcom's, like, if they're looking for another, like, partnership, they can't even get Capcom anymore. Like,
and they wonder why they failed.
Like,
well, that's because Capcom hasn't
terrible. I know, Capcom hasn't done much lately.
Capcom doesn't freaking advertise anything.
Okay,
they
but
just
like...
keep putting out new DLC for Street Fighter.
But you think their first game they had to get Capcom,
games.
they're going to go and get EA? No, they're not going to get EA.
Yeah.
They would have to look and get private money from one
I
of
can
the...
see them getting Square Enix.
Oh, God. Please, no.
Square Enix is a decent publisher.
They are, but, like... They like existing...
They made me wait for Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't
They're a decent publisher.
They
turned into a terrible developer that just now puts out iPhone games.
Yeah.
As a side note, I think it's EA every year that ends up getting like the worst company in America.
Which they aren't, really.
Dude, Capcom's much worse than them.
Yeah. Well, there's
Capcom is much worse.
No. There's tons of companies that have nothing to do with video games that are much worse than EA or Capcom or anything.
But if we were looking in just the video game world, and we were to look at what Capcom has actually done...
No, I'd say EA is worse. Capcom are they're just prideful assholes. EA seems to go out of their way to be spiteful.
Mega Man Legends 3, Peter. Mega Man Legends 3.
EA's actually...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
EA has actually done a lot better to, like, actually get better feedback. I mean, they're getting basically rid of that, Origins, pretty much.
They got rid of that.
They got rid of the pass to play online. They got rid of a lot of stuff.
That's what I'm saying. They're improving. Plus they make sports games. How much can you really expect from them? Whereas Capcom has a whole bunch of franchises that people love, and they're just like trying to screw you up the ass every moment they can.
See, I mean, with Capcom, it's probably just they have, because in Japan, a lot of companies you don't really get a lot of new people at the top, so it just seems like they have a lot of older people who just aren't adapting very well to the new market. That kind of seems to be plaguing Nintendo a bit.
I'm just saying the only, like, true decent thing that Capcom has done this year would be Dead Rising 3.
Street Fighter Mega Ultra Super.
Again, yes.
That 4 divided by
How many
6.
releases do you have to have for one game?
Fighting game community, stop buying the DLC.
I know, please. Okay, move on.
I'm talking to you, Gio.
Calling opposition.
Shots fired, man.
Damn.
Yo, you got jammed up and you mentioned his name. That's wrong.
I know he's already gonna buy it though.
The Oyo 2 was announced today.
The what?
Oyo 2.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And it's also available now, which seems kind of weird.
I thought the segment was about news, not stuff nobody cared about.
Hey, if they made a second one, there's enough people that bought the first one.
That's not even true.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that is not even. They're selling it for $130. They're doing an annual release of these consoles now.
They want to, yeah. It's updated. It has more memory. It has like twice the memory of the first one. Better Android processing. All the same. The controller is basically the same. The box looks basically the same, except for it's like black now or darker color.
What was it?
Like it has silver and like a black line through it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
I'll go spend an hour googling microcomputing and make a better fucking box than the Oyo.
I will give you $500 if you can do that.
All right.
I'll give you 1 hour to make a better working system than the Oyo.
All right, I'll just go get a Raspberry Pi.
Okay.
I guess I'm getting $500. Because I have a Raspberry Pi. Where do you even get a Raspberry Pi? Internet?
It's a freaking microcomputing thing.
Really? So you make it yourself? Yeah. That's what the bet was, that you make it yourself.
Yeah, I'll go buy one of those and get some cardboard.
Within an hour. You can get that to your house within an hour.
Hey, I said learn.
And put it together. I'm just saying. Okay, whatever.
On to Microsoft news. Xbox Plus copy alike. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. That's not the real name. Games with Gold.
Games with Gold.
Games with Gold has also...
That's a whack name.
Yeah, it has really... That's a whack name. Okay. They offer free games as well for Xbox 360. Do they do Xbox One?
They haven't done any Xbox One yet.
Okay, so just Xbox 360. And this month they get...
They said they want to continue it on to Xbox One, but they...
PlayStation's actually doing a really cool thing, giving all these free games out. And
PlayStation has had, what, 2 or 3 years now to experience with it?
Yeah.
I mean, Xbox has just started this fall, so...
They got Dead Island and...
Toy Soldiers Cold War.
Toy Soldiers Cold War.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Ever heard of
Nope.
the first Toy Soldiers?
I've heard of it. Are they the same Toy Soldiers from Toy Story?
No.
Did they just
So the only Toy Soldiers I know of is that one movie where those
Oh,
soldiers came to
no,
life
no,
in the
no.
Toy
Oh,
Story.
you know David Cross is in there, and so is
I actually used to have that movie on VHS back in the day.
what is his name? The guy who plays Professor X before he's Professor X in X-Men First Class. Something McAvoy.
James, yeah.
He's actually in that movie.
Really?
Yep.
As like a kid?
And Kirsten Dunst is in that movie as well.
I can believe that.
Believe it.
It's
true.
I can easily believe
It was
Kirsten
on
Dunst.
television the other day, and me and my little brother watching it, and it was pretty bad.
But no, the Toy Soldiers games are actually pretty good, and they got actually really good. I mean, not really good,
The
but
only thing I can think of is
decent
the
reviews for
Army
it.
Men game on PS1.
no, I think they're Xbox exclusive games, so that's why you probably haven't heard of them.
Okay.
Hey, I was on Blinks the Cat.
Another
There was no
Oh,
tomorrow.
bring back Blinks the Cat, Microsoft, please.
Watch out, that's what's coming. 2015, Blinks the
I
Cat.
love that.
That gave me hype.
Another Microsoft announcement. There's rumored to be a discless edition of the Xbox One that will retail for $399,
$100 less.
$100 less. Opinions.
It's fucking retarded.
I don't like it. I'm not a big fan. I wouldn't go as far to say fucking retarded. But I don't know why they just couldn't.
It's the PSP Go all over again.
I say it could actually be a smart move.
I don't think they'd ever have enough memory on a system like that you wouldn't have to uninstall and reinstall
The
games
average
on the
consumer's
regular.
not gonna like that.
Yeah, you'd have
They
to
like to go
uninstall
out
and
buy their
reinstall
discs.
games.
I'm just going to say
People
right
like
now.
physical things they can
I'm just going to
touch.
say right now that if you get an Xbox One discless, it's probably going to have at least a terabyte on it. And
We'll see.
And
I'd
the thing is, it's so easy to install these games. It's no problem at all.
But
It's
you
not
have to
about
wait.
installing
It
the game. It's
I'm
just
just
that
saying
you have
it-
limited space.
Okay, but if you
And you
delete
can't-
it, say you play through the game, you beat it, and you get a new game. Oh wait, you need space. Delete that real quick. Get the new one. It's not hard. It's
Look,
very,
look, the
it's
biggest
very
thing-
quick though, and
The
and you
biggest
have
thing
it.
is what people like to do. They like to buy games. They like to get them on sales, and then they like to sell them back.
But
With
what?
something where you
but
have to
wait.
buy it brand
What
new.
if
You can't trade
Xbox
in old
bec-
games to get it cheaper.
What if Xbox started with the discless thing, a Steam-like app on the Xbox where you get games that are download only, but they are cheaper and they have flash sales like Steam. People buy Steam shit all the time, but they can't return
Microsoft's not going to do
Yeah,
that?
I don't think Microsoft would.
Wait,
it. Why wouldn't Microsoft do that?
Because
If
they like to get as much money out of you as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah,
If-
but
if
if you are
Microsoft-
trying to sell just a download at the same price of a regular game, no one's gonna buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
The consoles do it now. When you look at and you buy,
I know, and no
when
one
you-
buys the downloaded games.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think they
I'm
do
just
it
saying,
now.
if they do it, they will have competitive. They actually said they were looking for
Okay.
competitive prices with now in like disc stores in GameStop.
Let's put it in the fact of, let's say you have your friends over and you want to play multiple multiplayer games like me and Andrew did just earlier today. We played Madden, then we played NBA. Okay, oh crap, I deleted Madden because I was playing a huge game that took up a lot of space. I have to delete that. Now we have to wait for Madden to install. Oh wait, now you want to play NBA. Now delete that, wait for that to install. Oh crap, we want to play Call of Duty now. Delete that, wait for this to install. And then when they leave, you're like, oh, let me play Battlefield 4. Oh wait, I have to delete something else and put this back on.
Do you think you can only have like one game?
No,
on
but
it?
you're gonna have
But the
multiple
thi-
games
but
on it all the
also,
time. You're gonna go back.
I
and
will
forth.
tell you right now, your point makes no sense at all.
No,
No, it makes no sense at all.
It makes
It
sense.
does make sense.
It does
because
make
it's a-
sense.
It's
How-
paying
how-
on PS3 right now. Because with PlayStation Plus, you get so many games. That's the main reason I even download games, because I get them for free on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Well, after the $50 fee or whatever.
My
and
turn.
It is a pain to keep
My turn.
downloading and
My
doing
turn.
stuff.
Yeah.
My turn. Every single game, diskless or disc, you have to install the whole thing on your Xbox or PS4. So if you have a disc, you still have to upload it and say you deleted it. You still have to put the disc in, reinstall it.
Yeah, but
So,
it'd be a different process.
nope,
without
it's
the disc.
exactly the same. I'll tell you.
It'd be the exact same speed and everything.
Yep.
I disagree with that. We'll see. Okay. Next, Microsoft, which is actually a positive Microsoft thing, is their release periods were leaked, apparently. That like a couple projects that are working on coming out. And honestly, it looks like Microsoft for the next 2 or 3 years are set, and they have a lot of great games that are coming out. Andrew has more details. Do you want to read off the list of games that are coming out, Andrew?
First I'll say the one that I'm probably like really super excited about right now is Halo 2 HD.
Yeah.
Great memories of that game. Probably one of my first like multiplayer games that I played till I died, basically.
Yeah.
That game was amazing, and it's coming back HD, which I'm so excited to play through again.
I'd say that's still my favorite Halo.
Well, the campaign is kind of iffy because you play as the Arbiter, and it's kind of
Yeah, there are some parts where...
But like the multiplayer, it was just perfection. Like the
It
maps,
really was.
everything about it just
Yeah.
was. I can't say any more praise about that game. And
I'm surprised it took them so long to do something like this.
well, I mean, they just did an anniversary
Yeah,
2 years ago,
they had
like a year and a half
edition.
ago.
That was cool.
And now, and there's coming out 2 editions. There's gonna be just the regular collector's edition, which you get the game, all cool, whatnot.
Yeah.
But there's the war edition, which I'm probably gonna end up getting, which will include not only just Halo 2 for the Xbox One, but also Halo 3 and 4 Xbox One ports.
Yeah. You know
Bring-
What about Halo 1?
No, because they already did a Halo HD anniversary. They're not going to bring Halo 1. And no Reach or ODST. I mean, those are also the fewer, not as good as 3 and 4.
I just had like a really crazy idea about. Okay, PlayStation has been doing a whole bunch of collections on the PS3 at the end. They've like a God of War collection, an Infamous collection, Ratchet and Clank collection, Jack and Daxter collection. Any series that they had that in the past was really popular, they made collections of it and put it out so that when they had new entries in the series, people could like catch up basically. Killzone and Resistance 2. Okay, what if Xbox this console generation around does collections like that, and they have a Gears collection and they have a Halo's collection and they have, I don't know, Mass Effect already has a collection, but I'm sure they could do it. I'm sure they have other exclusives.
I mean, they had a sort of collection thing. Wasn't it like the first and second game or something?
Of what? No, it's like the Origins collection. It's Halo Anniversary and Halo Reach.
No, Mass Effect.
Oh, Mass Effect?
Yeah, didn't they have like something where it was the first and second game?
They have all three, I think.
They have all 3 packaged
Oh,
together.
yeah. So they already had that for the last system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the problem with Microsoft is they don't have too many like series that they have like a hold on. Like, you
That's
know,
true. They're going to have new IPs, but they're not going to have
Well, the
names.
thing is, even
since they just got Gears of War, you know, it'd be smart to do Gears of War collection.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even though
They're doing the Halo collection.
Oh, Left 4 Dead.
Sony-
Left 4 Dead.
Sony didn't even put out games that they had like the collection of, like Prince of Persia. That's both Sony and Xbox, and even GameCube, I think,
Yeah.
and Wii. That's everything. But they just, we're gonna put out a collection of this. Same with Splinter Cell. We're gonna put out a collection of this. So it's like you don't need to have that. You could just be like, this is a good like series. Let's put it out on Xbox One.
I guess.
No,
But,
I mean, that's what Sony's done in the past. Why can't Xbox do it?
but you know,
Wait,
they have stronger
but
series to
When
really...
they put out these collections, Xbox didn't have these collections?
No,
Why wouldn't they have the collections if Xbox had the games? That doesn't...
because Sony paid for the company to make them HD. Xbox would have to pay.
I didn't know that. I thought when they had the collections, I thought they
No,
came out...
like Splinter Cell originally came out. Like, you know what I find funny? They put a Splinter Cell collection out of the first 3 Splinter Cells, but Conviction was only for Xbox.
Yo, go PlayStation. That's a good move. I think that's really
See,
good.
I'm trying to think of what would Xbox do. 'Cause...
Gears was the only one, I think. It's the only series they really like had. They could do
Gears,
other series.
Halo, Fable.
Yeah, but they've done... Oh, but Fable.
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 They're putting out a Fable, anniversary?
Yeah, they can do Left 4
for
Dead.
the first Fable.
I think if you put out an HD release of Left 4 Dead, I think people would get it. They'd get in and play it again. And especially if you came out with a Left 4 Dead where you just like, because you could really do it, is just put all the characters into the same game and all the maps into the same game. You don't even have to make 2 separate games for that.
Yeah.
You can just make one Left 4 Dead game with like, you can change out your party characters or whatever. and then just put on the same maps. Because Left 4 Dead 3 was announced for, I think it's 2015 or 2016.
I think it's 2016.
I think it's 2016. Left 4 Dead 3. And people are gonna like it.
Yeah, I mean,
They always
Left
will.
4 Dead would be something, but...
I could see them actually doing a Call of Duty one. Because
Well,
because Xbox is the main console for Call of Duty.
Actually,
Would you
yeah,
buy
a Call of Duty collection on Xbox One would be extremely smart move.
I could
Especially
see
since,
that.
you know, Call of Duty market is something that Microsoft heavily markets towards. So if they could get Call of Duty on board and make some sort of collection with all the older games, that'd actually be pretty cool.
I actually don't think that would sell as well. I think what people really buy Call of Duty for nowadays...
Just imagine all the maps from all the games available in one multiplayer.
That would be really nice. I don't know.
Imagine that.
I don't think they would do that, though.
Or
I don't
imagine
I don't
like
think they would do that.
Imagine like the top 2 or 3 best maps from each game fan voted in one multiplayer.
When you said a collection, my mind went to, and I'm pretty sure Peter's mind went to, like a collection of single player.
Okay, but
I was thinking, and people nowadays aren't buying Call of Duty like they used to for the single player.
okay, but what if they have all the single player, but they have a synonymous multiplayer, kind of like what Halo Anniversary did.
I would love that.
What you
But-
had
but
Halo Anniversary,
the
you
problem
had the multiplayer maps, and you would download them, and they'd be playable on Halo Reach.
See,
Ooh,
the,
that's
the
cool.
problem with that is that if they go and do that, then they're not going to make it Xbox One exclusive because there's
Yeah.
no way
Yeah.
that Call of Duty has enough muscle that, you know, no matter what Microsoft throws at them, you know, they're not going to be able to throw enough money at them, enough influence, because Call of Duty knows they could go, if they did that, they'd go multi-platform and make, like, quintuple whatever Microsoft could even,
pretty sure
hope to fathom to throw at them.
I'm pretty sure I'd buy it. And I wonder if you can package... You'd only be able to package Infinity Ward games and Infinity Ward games. I don't think you'd be able to put them all together with Treyarch games.
I mean, you could. It would
Activision
just be.
owns
It would just probably be. You know, you'd have to go through all this legal stuff.
Yeah. What would the style of the multiplayer? Would you think it would be more Black Ops style or more Infinity War style? Because there's a definite distinct difference between the two.
I would hope Infinity Ward, like the original Infinity
Oh,
Ward.
well, that's not going to happen because
I
they're not
know.
even they're in
I
respawn
know.
now.
I know. I'm just that's my favorite.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, we're not even done with that one. We went on a
Oh
giant
yeah, I
rant of
forgot. I'm
collections.
sorry, I forgot.
Also that Halo 2 was supposed to come out somewhere in November and include beta access for Halo 5, which is supposed to still be on track for this year, which would probably be December probably.
I wouldn't be surprised if that Halo 2 ends up being like their best-selling game for Xbox One.
I mean, I'm probably gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Probably the War Collection because
I'll come over. I'll play it.
I'm a huge fan of Halo. They're also probably putting Sunset Overdrive sometime in the holiday mix again.
To go back to my predictions for 2014 and say Xbox One had a great lineup of games.
Okay, pat yourself on the back. Good job.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, they're gonna do the annualized Forza, but again, they're switching it up, and it's gonna be Forza Horizon 2.
Okay.
I had fun with Forza Horizon 1. It was a fun game. It was a switch up, like open world game. It was basically Test Drive, unlimited, done right.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to see when PlayStation's Drive Club comes out because that's been delayed for like forever.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Halo Legends on track for 2015 release. Quantum Break is also coming out probably December area, which I'm excited about because it's from the developers of Alan Wake and Max Payne. So we're really excited about that. And then Titanfall DLC will come out 45 days after the release date, and then the second batch will come out 125 days after the release date.
Do you know if they're doing that DLC packs like Call of Duty, where you can buy a season pass?
Well, it's only going to be two big things. I don't know if they're going to do that or not.
I hope they give it free. I'd love that. I mean, I kind of doubt it, but
No, it's probably not going to be free. I can tell you that right now. And then they also estimated that Black Tusk, the developer under Microsoft's wing that's been giving the Gears of War series, will take about 2.5 years to put out the next Gears of War, which will use Unreal Engine 4.
now as a fan of the Gears series, how do you feel about someone new taking over? I remember we talked about
I am
earlier.
ecstatic.
Okay, whoa, ecstatic? Because
Ecstatic.
I remember when Sanzuru Games took over Sly Cooper from, I can't remember the Sucker Punch.
There you go.
I was really trying to think of that. when they took over for Sucker Punch, I wasn't ecstatic. I was like, I'm glad there's gonna be another entry in the series, but I'm awful iffy about an unproven studio. So Black Tusk is coming. You're ecstatic.
I'm ecstatic.
You have you're just fine. You're not worried about it at all.
Nope, because
not apprehensive, not worried.
Because Gears of War, the first 3, I loved. Judgment, it kind of like was being a dead horse. I mean, it was fun. It was still the formula, but it's like I'm over the whole Locust thing, and I feel like Black Tusk will either go in the past and go to the like Pendulum Wars, or right on Emergence Day.
What if they beat that dead horse?
If they beat that dead horse
into the ground,
then they are dumb. But Microsoft won't do that because they've been hearing from fans that they're done with like that whole Marcus, Baird, Cole. They don't want that anymore. They want either Pendulum Wars, which everyone's been saying that would be awesome, or they want like a future Sarah where like things are different and they want to see the future. So I'm either hoping they do like a
So what if
prequel,
it's so far in the future it's a peacetime simulator?
That would be horrible, and I mean it'd be gorgeous because it'd be on Unreal Engine 4, but whatever.
Just because I'm spiteful, I hope 5 years from now, when you're on an archaeological dig, you find the bones of that dead horse still being beaten. Okay.
And they were actually working on a game before they were handing Gears of War, and it was announced at E3 last year, and it looked fairly cool. Like
So wait, what do they do with that game now?
It's put on the back burner for now. They don't know if it's canceled or if it's going to be put to a different studio or.
So wait, they've just been like wasting their time doing this game.
Kind of, yeah. They're like working on Gears of War. This is more important.
That's
what else are they gonna do?
I mean, the game.
Microsoft was like, here's this money making series. Go do what you gotta do.
I mean, the game was called Shanghai, so.
Like a cheesy 80s movie.
Starring Jackie Chan.
So yeah, I mean, they're like, well, let's do a heist game in Shanghai.
Okay. To end this, is that all for the releases?
Yeah, that's pretty much, that sums it up.
I guess, like I said, I think Xbox is gonna do well for itself. To end this with, I think, a move that we think all is a smart business move. Microsoft has announced that they're taking Xbox 360 Elites or higher and PS3, and if you trade them in, you'll get $100 in back-end value. And I think that's just a good move overall. So you can put that toward an Xbox One, or as Andrew tells me, you can put that towards any laptop that they have.
Anything in the Microsoft store, actually, you can buy games with it. You can buy laptops, tablets, whatever you want.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good deal. I'm surprised they waited this long to do it, because I remember right before Xbox One and PS4 came out, Best Buy was doing the same exact deal.
Yeah.
So it's weird to see them now.
I mean, like, no one else has that deal, though, now,
yeah,
really.
It's true.
Not a guaranteed $100 for either a PS3 and it's any PS3. It could be either your very first PS3, like the big giant ones that have the gloss on it, or it could be the Slims.
Yeah, so it's a pretty...
Yeah.
It's a pretty decent deal for... I guess for those people who, were still apprehensive and couldn't make that jump and then maybe now want to go for it.
And also, it brings, like, those PS3 players or Xbox players, like, man, the Xbox is $100 more, or, like, the PS4 is $100 more. It's like, well, if I trade this in, they're the same price now.
See, but then you also have to think about, like, I remember when I saw the image where they put it out, and, like, 5 minutes later, there's already people making, like, counter images where it was, like, PlayStation deal. Don't trade it into your PS3 and buy a PS4 and keep both.
Technically, you could do that, but like,
God, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so there's that kind of point, because at least with like like the Best Buy deal, you could put it towards either.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like $300 towards a PS4.
I mean,
Xbox, but then
Sony isn't doing anything, so
just as a point of reference, GameStop is offering right now $70.
So you get a $30.
60, so a $30 bump.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah, that's good. $30 makes a big difference.
Yep. So I think this wraps it up for our podcast today, guys.
Yeah, I think it was good. It's been a pretty good week for games.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
A lot of news coming out. Yeah.
Yep. We'll be back next week
with our fourth podcast.
Fourth podcast.
Oh wow, it's alright. Four. Oh my god.
I feel like we should do something special for the 10th.
For the 10th, yeah, we should pop champagne. No one will see, but, you know.
We'll see. We'll be drunk enough. Like, it'll be fine.
We can make it a video.
Yeah.
There we go.
What's on the video and, like, the goggles for when teams win the World Series in baseball and just, like, yeah, everywhere. I don't think we're good.
Okay, guys, signing off for Retro Requiem. I'm Andrew.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Peter.
Bye, guys.
Peace.